We are here, we are live, and this is exciting. I also am live here on TikTok. I am here live on Patreon, and it is very exciting because this is the first time that I'm doing this. And so I'm here to speak to all of my hopefuls. And it's about confidence because when I come on here, I'm so excited to speak of confidence, to speak about confidence, because that's why I love to speak about is confidence. Everyone who's joining me on TikTok, welcome. I am switching between cameras because I am so excited to say this is the first time I'm live streaming on 3 different channels. I'm live streaming on TikTok for Hope is Speaking. I'm live streaming on YouTube. Hope is Speaking as well. Thank you for liking my live. And I'm live streaming on Patreon for the first time. So this is a first. I am courageously taking this first step, and I am just enamored that people are showing up because the last post I just did on TikTok about confidence, this is why I'm here. Confidence creates this element of like, I deserve to be here. And my last post on TikTok, I said the first step to gaining confidence is to understand where is the last time that you lost your confidence. When did you not feel your confidence? What was that moment in time when confidence just went? Because confidence is always within us. It's always here. And to know that, yeah, thank you, Edward. I'm just trying to spread this word of confidence. I'm trying to make you laugh. And this is my first time. I share often on my TikToks. I speak because I've lived a very colorful life. Thank you. It's not from a place of self-righteousness. It comes from a place of I've lived through a lot. I've tried some things. Maybe they didn't work out in the way that I saw them to, but they worked out. And I'm confident about that because then I easily take the next road knowing that I've already tried something once. I know I'm going to learn something from it. So that's where the confidence within myself came in. And losing your mojo, that's okay. At times, I believe we have to lose our mojo to understand our mojo is gone. You know, you would not know that your mojo is gone if you had it. If you know you're lacking something, it's because you can sense that it's not there. So this is referencing Edward. That's okay if you lost your mojo. You're already halfway back because of the fact that you're aware that you lost it. Because with confidence or anything, let's step back from confidence. There was a time when you were not aware that you were lacking your confidence, or you were lacking your spark, or you were lacking your happiness, or you were lacking something that has always been within you. And you would continue on. Thank you for liking the live. You will continue on without knowing that you lost your spark. So being aware that I lost it means that you are aware. That's a beautiful space. And once again, to everyone joining me on TikTok Live, I'm very excited. This is my first courageous step to being heard on all 3 of my platforms. So I am live, yes, on TikTok. I am live on YouTube, which is the same name, Hope is Speaking. And I am also live on my new Patreon, which is also Hope is Speaking, because I like to talk, okay? That's a given. In fact, in school, I was a good kid, meaning I always got good grades, but the teachers would always say, Hope is great, but she talks a lot. Hope gets distracted and starts talking to other kids in the class. That's all right. What's wrong with that? In fact, I would love to change that, because if I'm doing the work, what's the problem with me running my mouth just a little bit? Okay. It got me to this point. And I'll also be honest and share with you that chipped away at my confidence. Exactly. I'm referring to, and I will continue to lead this conversation. I'm looking at some of my comments on TikTok, and I see one of the people in my TikTok live had said, wow, yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize, I knew I lost my mojo, because we are talking about confidence. And yes, my biceps are swole. You know, I got it. I'm fighting for everyone, so I have to be ready to go. However, Edward reminded me of something, and I'm here to share this with everyone here on TikTok, on YouTube Live, on my Patreon live stream. Thank you. The fact that, and I will tell you what I have in my hair. Confidence, the fact that you know you're lacking confidence, means you're halfway back to it. You're halfway there. Because, thank you, because there were times in your life where you didn't even know you were lacking confidence. You knew something was off, but you didn't know it was the lack of confidence. You didn't know it was the lack of love that you once had within yourself. You didn't know it was that lack of something that keeps you going, but you knew something wasn't there. So the fact that you can say, oh, I am lacking confidence, means that you're that is funny. I'll take that, the press secretary. The fact that you're aware that something is lacking, you're halfway back, and congratulate yourself, because I felt that. And I'll share with you when I decided to pour fully in myself. Yes, I'm glad you're back. I just decided to pour into myself. I said, any energy that I would be putting towards anything outside of me, I'm going to put it back in me. Am I lacking something? Yeah, but I'm going to pour it back into me. What does that mean? That means I'm drinking a lot of water. I always have water with me. I'm hydrating. I'm working out. Listen, these guns are always here. It's not about solving problems. It's about incrementally making change that the people behind us will then be in a different space. And I'm answering a question that says, how are we going to solve the problems in the US? It's not about actively solving one problem. It's about actively working towards a larger common goal that we may not see in our lifetime, but someone will. And this is just like confidence or anything we're working towards. Change is small and incremental. It's happening. You just don't know it. And I shared this with my niece. Change is incremental. And even with self-improvement, which I will speak about, and I am speaking about it. Oftentimes you are being hard on yourself. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for sharing the live. Thank you for sharing the live. Oftentimes the change is already happening, but you won't see it. You won't see it till a lot later. You'll only see it when people start interacting with you differently. You only see it when you start showing up differently. And Robbie, let me comment on this, and then I'll circle back. My goal is not to change anyone. My goal is never to change anyone. In fact, if I'm looking outside of myself, if I'm looking at what others should be doing, that means I'm judging, number one. But number two, I am the change I seek to see. Did you hear what I said? I am the change. I'm never looking at someone saying this is what they should do, because in reality, If this is how I'm living every single day, then someone will see it and they'll be influenced. So I'm never looking at anyone to say, this is what you should do. I don't know what you should do. I am not in your shoes. I've never lived in your experience, and we all have several different perspectives. What I know within myself as Hope is, if I'm seeking change, I have to start with me. I must be the change I seek in this world. Therefore, I'm not looking outside myself. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm compassionate enough to say we're all just trying to do the best that we can. And with new information, there's new perspective changes. So the moment you require or receive new information, you may make a shift. But trying to change this whole dimension, no, it starts with us. And it starts with our passionate, true, daily, incremental change, because we never know who's watching us. And anyone who's on my live knows I was a flight attendant for 15 years. Over 50 countries traveled, and I lived abroad and all of these things. So your perspective will change as soon as you change your location. And that is a beautiful thing. That's what brought a lot of my confidence. Because once I was aware of all of these different ways of life, in reality, we're okay. You have to take a step back. Even with changing yourself, sometimes you got to take a step back and say, I'm okay. Maybe I just need to give myself some time. Maybe I will allow myself to expand in every way. Maybe I do deserve to be where I am now. Maybe I do deserve these things that I speak of, or I dream of, or I see, because that's where the confidence comes in. First, you got to believe it, and not even believe it. You have to know it. And I had spoken with my mother, because she was saying, you have to know, not believe. I have to know. I have to know that my energy is being felt. I have to know that my words are landing. I have to know I am just trying my best in every moment. And I have to know there is an end goal. I may not see it. Change is always happening. You just can't always see it while it is happening. So, back to confidence. I speak with this much energy because I've been through it all, almost. I've been kicked out of a country. I posted that on my TikTok page. I made a post about, I ran the New York City Marathon twice. I have 4 sisters that I love very much, and sometimes they're nuts. I've lived in many different locations. I've tried things and they didn't really pan out as I saw them, but I'm here. But I'm here now. And that's how I have hacked confidence, because that just means I can continue to try. That means I can continue to show up. That means I can keep going. I don't need to fear anything. I don't need to fear anything. Do you know what we've all been through? Everyone on this live, everyone has gone through life-changing events, both tragic, harmonious, life-changing, and you are here today. You're here today. That means something. That means that you can try again. That means that you can share your story. That also means that there was a lesson that you learned. And this reminds me of when I was Well, yeah, homeless in Paris. I had moved to Paris and I didn't budget properly. And the person who I was renting my apartment from said, "You got to get out." And it was like 2 in the morning. And I had to grab all my things in Paris and just be there. And I remember walking on the sidewalks of Paris, just crying with my bags, like, oh my gosh, I'm homeless. And I thought, but I'm homeless in Paris. I mean, it could be worse. And then I thought, oh, but I have money to get a hotel. And then I thought, and I have friends back in London where I just moved from that would give me a room for a day or two and I could straighten something out. It wasn't that I was lacking the resources. That was just for that moment in time. And then I went to a hotel and sorted everything out. I had something the next day, but it took reflection. It took me sitting back and saying, wait a minute, take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. You aren't without your home. Thank you, Robbie. You are just without in this moment. And when you remember in this moment, first, who you are, secondly, whose you are, and you can put a label to that. And third, the power you have to continue forward. Did you hear what I said? 3 things. Remember who you are. Remember whose you are. And you can put the label on that. Thank you for the rose. And lastly, the power you have to direct the next move. From that trajectory, that's the power stance. Thank you for the roses. That's the power stance. Because even on some of these apps, here, let me put it on me because I often don't speak of others. You will never hear me say a story without a lesson, a moral, or a goal of me sharing it. I'm not sharing no bad news. I am not coming on ever to speak negatively about anyone I've encountered in life because it was there for me. And I learned something from it and I put it in my tool bag of life and I continue on. Because I believe this voice is here to help someone. So I have to stick on to that. I have to believe that. I have to believe there is more for me. There's something for me to learn from this. There's something that's being built from this. There's something in this confidence that's taking me where I need to be. And also, humor helps. I love to laugh. You really aren't going to hear me tell a bad story because I don't care to be in no mess anyway. Okay? I don't want to be in no mess. I can talk my way out of things and I've talked my way into things, but that is for the next live stream. The most important thing is, and this is what I learned really probably within the last 6 months. What's up? Your ability to stay on an even level when everything is going wrong changes your trajectory. Because yeah, it is easy to say I'm going to keep doing this when all the bills are paid and when you don't have any outside negative forces actively at you. But what about when the bills aren't paid? What about when you're just believing it's coming, but you don't know where it's coming from? What about when you put your faith or trust in someone or something and it doesn't pan out? Then what? If you can still be positive in that moment, and here's the thing, positivity does not mean jumping around with lollipops. It's just the fact of saying, I know this is happening and I'm still going. I know this is happening and that I see is still for me. I know this may be happening and I'm healthy and I feel good in my body. Because if you believe in something in good or bad, or a devil or a God, which may be in us at all times, anything that takes you away from what you are I would label that the enemy. Doesn't matter what's happened to you. What are you going to continue to do? The moment the positive charge, you're absolutely right. That positivity, that confidence, how you feel my energy when I'm speaking, it's because I know this is for me. I know these words are affecting someone. I know I'm just divinely guided. I know that, yeah, I have confidence when I speak because I'm believing in these words. I'm doing great. And even if things aren't going right to me, maybe that's a part of the story. Maybe that is a part of the finish line. Maybe that is a part of the blessing. Maybe that is a part of the manifestation. Whatever you want to label it, the fact that you can still say, I feel good even though all this is going on. I will continue even though I haven't paid that. And let's get on money. Money easily, the illusion of money can take you out of your heart space, can take you out of your body, can take you off of your positive point. Because yes, money is useful. It's a tool for exchange. That I completely understand. However, I'm very intentional about money. And when someone asks me about money, I tell them this. This is my definition for myself. Money does not add or subtract from who I am ever. Money is a means for exchange. Money flows easily to me, so I do not hoard it because it's always coming to me. Money does not open doors for me. I open the doors. The energy of money may give help. However, it's me. I'm directing that money. I'm directing the energy. So the biggest thing for me is money doesn't add or subtract from who I am. When it's with me or if it's not with me, I am hope. I am me. Right? I don't need it to define me. In fact, nothing defines me. I define me. And good things happen when you shine. That's right. I'm going to shine. The reason why my voice is so amplified, the reason why people come in, what's up? They come into my lives and they say, I love your energy. You're feeling it. It's a feeling. I'm doing great. That's right. Thank you for saying that. Yes, and I would say money doesn't add or subtract. That's just it. I am always equal. I am always equal. Money doesn't add to me, it doesn't subtract to me. And that is pivotal. That's important. I will also go on and speak about this more because I was raised in a household where I learned about money extensively. This is why I was able to retire 15 years into my career and start a new destination. And that also comes with confidence. Look, I'll touch on this quickly because I'm only going to be on here about an hour. I also am speaking actually in India shortly. So I will be back on later today, but I am a speaker and I was requested to speak today right outside of New Delhi, India. So I will have to cut this short. However, when I tell people, oh, yeah, no, I retired from that and now I'm a professional speaker, they said, what? Most people work somewhere 40, 50 years. Yeah, but I'm not most people. And I have the confidence of building another dream. I have the confidence that I did it once, I'll do it again. And that's the reality of this thing called confidence. You can apply it to so many different places, whether it's in relationships with people, whether it's in relationship with yourself, whether it's in relationship with an entity that you're building, such as a business or some structure outside of yourself. That confidence will drive it because that's all it is. And yeah, especially with loss. There's someone in my TikTok live who just shared about the transitioning of their mother and how to learn life again. See, my belief is that transition, it is difficult. If you're open to the thought of that presence always being here in a different form, then that's there too. And that belief, the person never died. They've transformed into a different space. But they're with us. They're with us, learning to live, thank you, without a parent or a guardian. That's a deep loss. These people brought us into the world and fed us knowledge, and we have so many memories. Refer to those memories, because every time you think of those great memories, they feel that you're bringing their spirit alive again. Every time you do something and say, that's what my mom taught me, she knows. And you're bringing her alive again. Yeah, that love is always flowing, even with the release of tears, which I love. I don't label tears anymore. It's a release. That release is doing something for your body. So even the awareness of this person is no longer in human form, but I feel them. Maybe that's why I got on this live and this girl's Hope just started talking and I felt the presence of my mom. Oh, because that's how deep it goes. I don't know. That's my belief. It's my truth. It's not the truth. I'm open to all truths. However, I understand how difficult it is when someone transitions. Yeah. And I had a difficult time when I currently live in Hawaii. I'm on the island of Maui. What's up? And the day that I moved to Maui, someone close to me died. And now I look at it in the reflection of these transitional moments. These moments where I was transitioning. Yes, I was moving, but maybe I was actually moving into a different space outside of this body or realm. And maybe that loss of the person was a part of it, because I had to learn how to grieve. And I will speak often specifically about American culture because I'm a traveler and I like to be intentional. Western culture doesn't really speak much about death. And we're shunned from it. We don't talk about it. We don't like to think about it. It's like we're going forward like it won't happen. This is why I'm speaking now, because there will be a day where I will not be here. I won't be here to share these words. So in that time, I'm going to share. I'm going to take this courage to get on these platforms and share this message. Maybe someone needs to hear this today and it changes something for them. This is an act of courage, and I will continue to speak about this. Um, I will continue to speak really about my own journey, because courage, confidence, it goes together. I have the confidence, but do I have the courage? I believe in myself, but do I have the courage to go forward? Yeah. With someone transitioning, yeah, they want you to live. In fact, for you not to continue to live fully is not fully embracing their spirit, or how you label that. So to live with confidence, that's one step. It helps. It leads you on to the next step, which is courage. I have the courage to go. I believe I can. I already believe in myself, and I'm taking this step. It's all of these things. And drink some water while you're at it. Let me drink some water. Yes, life is meant to be lived fully. But what does that mean? I am around people. Well, no, I'm not around a lot of people, but I'm around some people that don't feel that they are living fully, and they don't believe that they have a choice in it. And I shared this on my last live. When I was a flight attendant, I had an emergency landing where the flight I was on, the left engine went out. And because of that, we had to make an emergency landing about an hour and a half into a 6-hour flight. It changed my life. And I asked myself, am I living fully? Am I fully living? I'm not. I thought I was. Traumatizing. Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was. I took 90 days off. However, it was my transition that brought me to Hawaii, because I made a list. I got to my hotel room and I spoke about this. I'm writing about this. And I asked myself, am I living where I want to live? It was a wake up call. It was a reminder to live. Am I living where I want to live? No, I'm living close to the airport. I'm living 10 minutes away from work, but it's not where I want to live. Where do I want to live? I want to live in the tropical destination. I want warm. Okay, what does that mean? Do you want to live by a beach? Do you want a cold beach like New Hampshire? Or do you want a warm beach? What do you want? If you don't feel you are living fully, let's live fully. So I took that and I allowed it to be my page turner. And that's why I'm in Hawaii, down to, am I surrounded by the people I want to be surrounded with? Do I have friends that are encouraging, that love me, that respect me, that tap my shoulder when I'm getting off of my edge? If not, cut them off. I even said, am I driving the car I want to drive? Well, no, I wasn't, because I was like in the New York City area. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. However, that car that I dreamed of is now outside. And it's not, I remember Les Brown said this, I don't say this to impress you, but to impress upon you. That determination from a wake-up call is sometimes exactly what's needed. Exactly what's needed. So I went from earlier, this was 2019 when I had the emergency landing, and that also started a shot clock where I knew, baby, My days of flying are numbered. Okay. They're already numbered because I already am falling out of the passionate love for this profession. However, when you're on a plane that goes down, it kind of shakes up some things, just a little, just a little. Okay. I will share that with you. It's something that you may not have to experience yourself because I experienced it. And it allowed me to live fully. I was in New York at the time, and I said, you know what, I'm moving at the end of the year. I've been in New York, what, 3, 4 years? I'm going to start living like a tourist. And I took every day like that because I knew I was leaving. So I had been to the Lady Liberty with my family years ago, but I said, as an adult, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to go back to this. I'm going to do these touristy things because I'm going to leave this space. And although I have family that still lives in New York, there's a big difference. Same when I lived in London. You forget that you're living in these notable places that individuals have just dreamed about, and it just becomes just run of the mill, the place that you're at. So live fully, whatever that looks like to you. You can use me. I want to live like hope. I want to get up and go. I want to leave exes in the countries that I found them. I just want to go. I want to shave off all my hair. I did that about 1.5 years ago. I just want to feel. I want to live. Ultimately, I want to leave something, but even that, I just seek to continue to strive for more, whatever that looks like for me. Use confidence as one of the key mechanisms to power me forward with inspired action, and to laugh and have fun while doing it. As I said, you are not going to see me with long faces. Too many people out here with long faces and they mad. I ain't one of them. You ain't never going to see it, ever. So with that, how can you bring more confidence into your life in this moment? How can you bring more courage into your life in this moment? Not long term, in this moment. 25 past. Ask yourself, write it down, say it out loud. How can I bring more confidence to myself in this moment? What am I doing today to feel more courage? Because as soon as you ask how, in fact, scratch how. What am I doing today to feel more courage in myself? Ask yourself that and see what comes up. Because when we ask ourselves these things, there's a voice or maybe a spirit or something that will give you a response. And that's the key takeaway I will leave you with in this moment. I am so thankful for everyone who is on this live, who jumped onto this live, who has seen this moment, because there was a time where I only thought of this, but I was too afraid to go forward with it. So the fact that I've had my first live stream on TikTok Live, on YouTube, which is also Hope is Speaking, and on my Patreon, which is also Hope is Speaking, that is my act of courage today. This is my act of confidence today, and it has already spread to you. So in that, challenge yourself for more confidence and courage. Know that it's already with you, and allow it to develop in any way that is helpful to you in this moment. I close this live with a huge thank you. I'm grateful for everyone. And thank you for allowing me this space to share these words. Add me on all of them on TikTok, Hope is Speaking, YouTube, Hope is Speaking Patreon. I'll be uploading as well as more talks, podcasts, all of these things. It's the fact that I started today that is probably why you feel this energy, you see this glow, and you're a reflection of me. So if you see it or hear it, if you spot it, you got it, which means it's within you. I will be back on TikTok Live later this evening, and just continue to follow me on TikTok, on YouTube, Hope is Speaking, and Patreon, Hope is Speaking. I am blessed, I'm highly favored, and this has been so much fun. So continue to have fun in your day, and just know I'm having fun, so you better too. I will see you soon. Ciao.